I move to relieve the Assembly State and Local Government Committee of Assembly Bill 2123. As permitted by Rule 10:23B, I'll proceed to speak on the motion. Assembly Bill 2123 removes the sunset provision from the Police and Fire Arbitration Reform Law. In 2010, a 2% cap on interest arbitration awards was overwhelmingly approved by the legislature after Democratic legislators inserted a provision allowing the rule to sunset after 3 years. In 2014, we again extended it by unanimous vote. Now the cap will expire at the end of the year unless we take new action. Without it, municipalities could be forced to reduce services, lay off employees, or raise property taxes yet again. Unfortunately, this bill, to make the reforms permanent, has not been considered in committee despite the fact that it protects our constituents from higher property taxes. This landmark bipartisan reform, together with the state's 2% property tax cap, has resulted in the slowest rate of property tax growth in 25 years. It's one of the most important reforms passed to control property taxes to date by this legislature. Before the arbitration cap was created, salary increases for the most well-paid employees in this category were nearly 5% annually. With the cap, those increases didn't even reach 2% annually. Public employee salaries are one of the biggest costs in the local budget. Eliminating arbitration limits will render the overall 2% property tax cap useless. Basic math tells us that if pay raises more than double, unaffordable property tax increases will necessarily follow unless municipalities dramatically reduce public services and require more state aid. Property tax increases in the state are a vicious cycle that only this legislature can stop. We've come together to protect our most vulnerable constituents before, and I implore with urgency to come together again and make the 2% arbitration cap permanent.